Sonicstate here at Synthfest 2022. I'm here with Simon from Soundservice-MSL, representing Studio-electronics. Great. Okay, so firstly, we got here the MIDI Mini version 30. The 30th version?
It's actually the 30th anniversary.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the backstory of this, I seem to remember this was the original. They used to pull apart old Minimoogs and MIDI.
After Moog had gone away the first time.
Yeah.
The interest in analog synthesizers wasn't the same, and people wanted the MIDI, they wanted touch response, they wanted all these modern things, they wanted it in a rack. So these guys were buying up Minimoogs, or even people would bring them in, and they would then take the boards out, put it in a rack enclosure, and call it the MIDI Mini. That's where the company started from. Rolling on a few years from that, they then built their own synthesizers, and they went on, and then 30 years later, they revisited where they came from.
Ah, nice.
So the guys started, and so they had the recreated boards. It does actually sound and feel and respond like a Minimoog. So you've got the Minimoog technology of the 3 oscillator bank, you've got the ladder filter, and all the things.
All laid out
in a recognizable way. But you've got a lot more going on inside it. So they've got different types of glide response. You've got the Moog type response, and you've also got the linear exponential switch. So it'll behave very differently. You've got velocity to filter cutoff, which is very nice. You've got the Boomstar LFO from the Boomstar synth, so you've got sample and hold lots of different wave shapes, and you can sync it if you want to, so it's a lot more musical. You've got MIDI on the back of it, obviously, but then you recognize the the oscillator waveforms, the detuning. You've then got oscillator mod, cross mod, you've got sync for the oscillator, so you can do those, you can do those 1980s wild sync sounds that people are great, fantastic. Yeah. You can overdrive the mixer, you've got the switches that you recognize from the Moog. You've also got things which are more modular, like envelope to oscillator 2, cross mod between oscillator 2 and 3. You get these really rich harmonic sidebands going on. So it sounds fantastic. The ring mod from the Boomstars in there as well. So the variety of tone colors goes way beyond what you'd expect. Yeah, nice. And the bits inside are really expensive, so you've got really a premium. So everybody who's been here and played it for the first time have gone, oh, that's nice. The controls, they've got tapered knobs in it. These are these ones that respond in a different way, so you get a lot more variety in the attack phase, which when you play it, you realize you've got a lot more musical control and a lot of color in the attack phase of what you're playing. So it's a beautiful musical instrument, like a real Minimoog.
So like using that sort of Minimoog as the basis, but expanding into interesting areas, but it's still fundamentally
it sounds, it's got that big, warm American sound.
I noticed a learn here, is that for the MIDI control?
That's for the MIDI, so you hold that down, you hit a different controller on MIDI, so you could be, the mod wheel could be then assigned to the filter or something like that. Depending how you want to do it. When you start playing the keys, you can see you could just hold that down and then manipulate something on the.
Come on, then let's have a little listen to it.
Listen to it. So. So you can hear the filter on just picking out the harmonics. It's very rich. You've got all the different. If I do a bit of that, make it a bit more growly. That and then maybe put a bit of sync on it.
Yeah.
Do that as well.
Yeah, nice.
You know, that's the
the classic. It's got their classic Minimoog sound, but those are really nice extras. So it's available now.
Yes.
And how much is this bad boy?
The full retail is £4,000. Talk to your favourite retailer.
Okay.
And see what they're actually selling them for.
Okay.
But it's it's the dollar, the pound, all the things we know about these days.
Yeah.
So it's but if that's what you want, that's the real deal.
That's the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so another classic Studio-electronics then, the SE-1 has now become
the SE-3. So when they'd finished making MIDI Minis, or even when they were making them, people were saying, I need programmability, I need more control, I need more going on. So then they introduced the SE-1 a number of years ago. And they've kept adding features over the years, they've kept improving it, more memory locations, more software. So now this has, although you see 2 banks of envelopes, it's actually got four ADSRs in it.
Okay.
It's got multiple LFOs in it. You've still got the mixable waveforms and all the other things. What they then did was they revisited it recently and became the SE-3. The number of things you can see on the green layer color here is paraphonic, so you can play 3 notes. Okay, it's going to go through the same filter, but you can play chords on it. And then there's this switch here, which you've got multiple LFOs. What they've done, filters. Hey, filters. So they've taken from the Boomstar family. They've got the Moog filters, the Oberheim filters. That Japanese company beginning with an R. And they put them all in there, so you can have different flavors with this.
Because we've got a resonant filter collection.
It's a lot of boards inside. It's hardware, a lot of boards inside it.
So each filter is a separate filter board?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's no messing with this.
Yeah.
And of course you can program it. We're in ROM Bank 4 here. There's a lot of different sounds. It's got a tighter sound than the MIDI Mini. A lot of people are using like Dr. Dre and all the hits with Beyonce and things. You see a much more modern sound, if you like. It's a tighter sound.
It was known as the secret weapon, Dr. Dre's secret weapon for
exactly.
many years. That was the SE-1, I think, wasn't it?
The SE-1. And the SE-1 is inside this box. It's not like it's a different box. It's just added to it. It's a more chocolatey version. So it's got extras. You've got also this one, you've got overdrive switches. You can make it go very dirty if you want to do that.
Can we hear it a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe flick through the different filters if we get something.
Then we go through the different filters here, so you can hear different, probably a bit more resonance. Discrete.
Oh, here we go. We can hear it now. Right, what are we listening to? That's the
A.
2600?
That's an ARP.
Sound alike.
4072 type.
Yeah. So on the graphics there we can see 2600.
It's in A there, but the ARP mode will be more like that.
I'm guessing the M would have been the original SE-1.
Yeah.
And then that's R1.
And then you got R1, and then another one there.
Japanese company.
Yeah. And you can do high pass and low pass. So there's a lot in there, and you can manipulate things with the overdrives. So we're going around again, going around the different.
So having these 3 different, four different filter circuits, all different analog circuits. That's probably quite unique, I guess.
Yeah. It's a real collection of sounds. And they've got banks of sounds in there with different filters on them all. So you get once you go through the presets, the different flavors will come out more than just bashing away quickly like we are here. But it's 3 oscillators, multiple filters, 4 envelopes.
And these settings, that'll all save in
absolutely.
the
whole front panel, the whole panel is storable.
Yeah.
This has got a slightly different VCA design to that one. So it's got a logarithmic VCA, so it's a tighter sound.
Right.
But it's still a fantastic sound. So they're quite different flavors.
What are we looking at then, price-wise, for this one?
Around about 2K.
2K, okay.
But more affordable.
More affordable.
You can buy a few.
Yeah, well, I mean, having those 4 separate analog filters is.
I mean, the
really
thing about the price is, when you play it, you'll understand why. It's like a lot of things. The quality costs, the components, they're hand configured, they're hand finished. There's real love and care, and a lot of people who buy Studio-electronics synthesizers understand that. So it's like a lot of things. You play a nice instrument, you'll appreciate it. So the best thing is to go and try one for yourself, and then you'll know whether it's for you or not.
But I mean, they have got that fantastic heritage now.
Yes.
So even though they were a new company, they're now an established kind of.
It's actually. Arguably, it's the longest established and continuously established American synthesizer brand now. When you think about it, a lot of people have come and gone. They're here now, but they went away and then they came back.
Right.
So these guys, they've been going 30-odd years. It's a long time in the way that these are. But a lot of famous brands, went away, came back.
Yeah.
So they're not newcomers.
No.
It's
lovely.
So there we are. That's the 2 rack mount synths from Studio-electronics for this year.
Yeah. Really great.
And we had a lot of people coming on the stand going, "Oh, these are rather nice." So
lovely.
Well,
thanks very much, Simon.
Pleasure.
Great, thanks.